Hello and welcome to Blade Bench. Today we're checking out the super cool Boker Plus Lateralus. This thing's super cool and it's kind of unique for my collection. It's not super huge, not super tactical or anything, but it's got this really cool look to it. It's got this super cool fuller running down basically the whole length of the blade here. And it's just, I don't know, there's something about this thing that just, I don't know, it's got a really cool look to it. So I thought I'd add it to the collection and put it out to show to you guys. And it's cool. So this is made by Boker, but this is their Plus line, which is kind of one of their more budgety lines, I guess you could say. This thing's probably just over about $100 or so, and it's pretty good. It's got D2 blade steel. It's got a 3.7-inch blade. So, I mean, I tend to like bigger blades, like between 4 to 5.5 inches for kind of EDC stuff. But this at 3.7 inches is a very nice size. To some, it would probably be actually a big knife. It's got a really big, decent sized blade on there. But yeah, super cool knife, the Plus line. So kind of cost effective if you're looking for something, cool and beefy and kind of chunky. A little bit of that wow factor when you pull it out and, kind of want to freak out your, fellow, employees or co-workers or customers or anything like that. So it's got that cool, chunky, beefy knife look to it. It is a frame lock, which I'm a big fan of. I've always really liked frame locks. Something about, really for me, it's less about strength. I know some people say because it's, thicker here where the lock is, it's a little bit safer. I don't really care about about that. Regular liner locks don't bother me in that sense. But there's something cool to me about having handle scales on one side. These are the G10 black ones, nice texture, and then having like the metal frame lock on the back. I don't know why, it just looks cool, kind of Terminator-ish to me. Gives me that kind of futuristic, post-apocalyptic kind of feel a frame lock does. And that's just me. Maybe some of you guys might know. So this is actually a collaboration between Boker and this guy here. What was his name? Jason B. Stout. He's a tool designer, not really a knife designer, but he made a really cool design to put out with Boker here. Here you can see it's labeled D2 steel. So it's D2 steel's good. I mean, it's got good edge retention. I haven't had to do any major blade touch-ups to this thing as far as sharpening it. So yeah, really, really cool knife that they put out there. This, like I mentioned, it's got the black G10 handle scales. It's got these little cutouts that are milled. It's probably can't really see you guys, but they've milled the G10 out just for weight reduction. So it's not a super heavy knife. I mean, it is a frame lock, so it's got a little bit more mass to it. But yeah, the handle scales have a really cool texture to them. Let me just show you guys a couple more close-ups. So there's the blade, kind of got a little bit of a drop point-ish sort of thing. Again, this super cool fuller. I think that's what got me, to be honest. Anytime I see a knife with a fuller like that, I'm kind of a sucker for it. Like those, like the regular K-bar knives and things like that. Just makes it look cooler to me. that's just me. It does have a nice kind of finger cutout here. So, and some pretty aggressive, large, chunky jimping on the top. So if you did want to kind of choke up on this, you've got a lot of control on there and you can really hang on to this thing nice. It's a nice deep cutout there. So quite nice. So yeah, here's a little bit of a close-up of it. So let you guys just check it out. I'll stop talking for a sec. Nice handles. Kind of got that texture on there. Lanyard hole, which is kind of cool, and you can see it's got all these different milled cutouts. I'll show you the back side. There we go. Cool. There's that frame lock. Pocket clip's pretty meh. I think that's where it kind of shows that it's, on the Boker, plus the kind of more budgety line. They could have definitely had a cooler pocket clip on there for sure, but whatever, doesn't really bug me. It's not deep carry, but it does the job. It's a pocket clip, whatever. So there's kind of the side profile. Here's a view of underneath for those who would care. And you can see that frame lock's got, good lockup, good chunk. It's got some good chunkiness to it. You can see there's a nice little kind of milled cutout there. It grabs your thumb nice when you go to close it. And this, it does have ball bearings in the pivot. So it's a flipper, of course, which I like. I've always been a real big fan of flipper knives. And it is on bearings, and it's got a really nice detent. So when you flip it open, man, does that thing flick open so nicely. And nice detent, so when you close it, and it is on bearings, it shuts quite nicely, but it has a nice positive kind of click, kind of locks in there with that ball detent. So yeah, opening it is just awesome. Whew, flies right out. And it's not a sloppy feeling. Like, I know it's Boker Plus line, a bit more budgety, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a very nice, good quality, solid knife, which it is. And yeah, just opening it, this is one of those knives, something about that detent when you open it, it's got this click and clack to it. It feels really cool. It's very fidgety. When I first got this thing, I just sat there and opened and closed it all day long, because it just has that fun, feels really nice to flick this thing open sort of feel. So yeah, really cool knife. There's a view from the top. It's got nice spacers in there. Again, more of this milling that they've kind of done all the way around it. Here's some here around the lanyard hole that they've done, apparently in an effort to lighten this thing, being a frame lock and all. But yeah, super cool knife. Super cool knife. Like I mentioned, it's got a really nice kind of cutout there with the flipper. No thumb studs. I don't know if that bugs some of you. I've never been a real big fan of thumb stud openers. The way my hands are, or my thumb is, I mean, they're great, they're fine or whatever, but I'll take a flipper all day long. Just more fun and easier to do. I've been a fan of that ever since, like, those early, the flipper Kershaws, the chives and the leak and stuff from way back in the day. Those were the first kind of flippers I know they're assisted open, but those are the first kind of flippers I encountered, and ever since that first one, I've been a huge fan of flipper knives. So yeah, there we go. That black G10 is nice, and it's held up really well. All of my knives I do carry and use as EDCs. I've got a pretty extensive collection, and I rotate them all. And so you can see, I mean, I don't beat the crap out of my knives like some people may, but you can see this is basically in perfect condition, besides the pocket clip with some, scuffs and stuff on it. So yeah, super cool knife. I love that fuller. It just has a really cool look and feel to it. And I've got medium/medium largish hands. You can see it, it fills up my hand. If I had bigger hands, I'd be, you'd be fine if you had bigger hands or smaller hands. But with this kind of cutout here, it's just got a really, I like how it's thicker at the back and skinnier here. It fits the hand really, really well. And you feel really locked in with this thing. So yeah, super, super cool knife. That's the Boker Plus Lateralis frame lock. There we go. Well, thanks for sticking around, guys. Of course, please, if you like the video, throw it a like, and subscribe if you want to see more of these reviews out of my collection. Thanks, guys. See you next time.